Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on City FM.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
In this bulletin, sex workers becoming more bold. Potholes add to traffic congestion. And no impact on pine supply following cyclone.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Atera Lendua.
Sex workers in the country are becoming bold and are not fearing the discrimination from the society. Acting Seseni Naitala says the challenges of earning money has pushed sex workers to put themselves at a risk by operating in daylight. Naitala says several of them have been seen hitting the streets as early as 10:30 a.m. Naitala highlighted majority of sex workers that operate during the daytime are solo mums.
The majority of the solo mom do their work because they come out in the daytime and they go back after 5 o'clock.
Potholes have added to traffic congestion during peak hours along the Suva-Nosori corridor. With the opening of schools, Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police Etendra Nair says drivers slow down on roads littered with potholes, resulting in congestion. DCP Nair says they are working on the problem with the Fiji Roads Authority.
In fact, we have also discussed with Fiji Road Authority so that they can be able to mend some of the roads, fill in some of the potholes, because these are the places where the vehicles come and stop, and it queues up and delays in the movement of the vehicles.
Two men who allegedly attacked 3 people in the mid-road housing in Nambua earlier this month will take their plea next month. Tebita Bandongo and Eroni Bale appeared in the Suva High Court this morning, jointly charged with 1 count of damaging property, 1 count of criminal trespass, 2 counts of grievous harm, 1 count of act with intent to cause grievous harm, and 1 count of theft. It's alleged the 2 accused forced their way into a public rental board flat and attacked 6 people who were sleeping. 2 of the occupants allegedly suffered knife wounds. The state told the court they need time to file information and disclosures. The 2 accused have been further remanded and their plea will be taken on the 28th of next month. The Fiji Pine Trust is optimistic that the supply of pine will not be affected following the devastation caused by Tropical Cyclone Yasa last month. Manager Lasarusa Turanga says they've mapped out plans to ensure there is enough. Turanga adds other pine scheme areas that were not affected by TCYasa are expected to increase their production so they can continue meeting the demand.
We are so thankful that apart from the pine plantations that we have here on VT11 Vonole, we have pine plantations out there in the islands, in the Maritime Islands, which we conceive to be a power base in terms of supplies into the pine industry, and but hopefully that will address our supply and demand.
Running for nearly 2 years now, the food truck in Suva has become a popular convenience for food lovers. Brothers Randall and Curtis Kamea bought the business off their older brother and his wife last year. Kamea says their biggest challenge is meeting the growing demand from their customers. He believes Fijians are always in search of something new to eat.
We found when we change the menu, demand grows. I think there's a hunger for new foods in Suva, in Fiji in general. People want to try.
Up ahead, cautious approach for Fiji volleyball and positive feedback on women's football.
Oirana ngone no de nunu enda be singeni mataka.
Mersi sunga da kena loma dina kena bikaron. Sakena ngau na mitaro bina nora baksangai kapala lama takina ngwani. Dalabina oya wameliki.
Bulre oya wa Samuel Samuel.
Nama kikirau ena be mataka.
Oniti kina pakarombuka.
Ni waitini kalima na miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji 1 nandomo ibiti.
Pindah-pindah na mataka dan ramai na singabo.
Player welfare is paramount for Fiji volleyball as it heads into the season. The federation has a full plan of events scheduled for the year, but tournaments could be delayed to later dates. President Lingangu Kisuva says this is something they are prioritizing, given that everyone is still dealing with the impacts of the pandemic and TCASA.
We do understand that most of them are trying to pick up the pieces and rebuild their life for those that were badly affected. Yes, we have a plan to put tournaments together, but we are also quite sensitive to the reality on the ground.
Fiji Football Association has witnessed positive growth in women's football. Fiji FA will be introducing new competitions this year, which includes a first ever women's futsal competition. Competitions manager Amitesh Pal says they do not fear shortage of women footballers in the country due to the number of interest shown. Pal says women's development will gradually improve as more resources are being pumped into this area.
Gradually every year the number of players in women's as well as futsal it's increasing, and that's a good sign for development in the country.
Another fine day prevails over most parts of the country. You can expect some showers late in the afternoon. For tomorrow, there's a slight chance of some rain. That's FBC News Now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and good afternoon.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही है।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।